Hello YouTube and welcome back to the channel here today. Today we're here for more Mushishi action here with episodes 15 and 16. Very excited to be diving deeper into season 2 here. Really strong episodes last week. Definitely again the best of both worlds there with Mushishi. That one more serialized episode before our kind of time looping shenanigans. Very fun. Had a really good time last week for sure. No YouTube comments here today, so nothing to worry about there. Might as well just keep on trucking along and give the Patreon a bit of a shout out. So once again, I have a Patreon. It's linked in the description below. It's $6 a month if you're keen on seeing more Mushishi earlier than everybody else, as well as a couple more perks as well. Double votes in polls, Discord privileges, lots of stuff like that. It's there, it's linked, you can peruse. A very big thank you to Sean, Ace Lightning, AJ, Akomancer, Astavirgidfidif, Banana Ramahamadama Summer, BD422, Botero, Brennan M. Gibbons, Brett Jones, Bryce Peak, Capella, Choberibi, Copley, Cure Dynamic, Dakota, Dapper Dwarf, Diark Lord, Dorke Hyo, Ed, Fancy Question Mark, Fluffy, Fried Rice, Fruit, Gloriana Tenebrae, Glyke, Hans Peter, I. Bailey, Ika, Iria, Yako Yavanen, Jacob R., Jeff Solis, Joran, Kasogtha, Clem, Lexi, Lick H., Lou, Lupe Farugia, Maddock the Doppelganger, Matthew Bratcher, Matthew Mortlock, Mickey Babbers, Miru, Mistake L. Chen, Molly Weinberger, Mr. Maniacs, Nature Without Man, Noah, Pencil Sharp 333, Pike, Ronlad B&K, St. Lily, Sal, Sam1373, Samuel Guerrero, SGM Jarnus, Skeleton, Tentacot Member, Waifu Overdose Without a Net, Ren, Binchi, Jambi Boo, Kelvin, and Vanessa Gonzalez. Thank you very much for all these individuals for their support. Mushishi is an episodic show. I do not need to set it up in the same way that I set up other shows on the channel. However, there is a bit of a twist. Last week there was some important stuff. We learned a little bit about Ginkgo's past and again, kind of after he became Ginkgo, what did he do in the short-term interim? That stuff was pretty interesting. The extended lore about, again, the river of Corky and all the mechanics there, and it kind of backfilling a few things as well, and, you know, the general concept of you're never not welcome somewhere. All those permeate throughout the show and will permeate into the future. So that stuff is worth repeating. Otherwise, I'm expecting episodic episodes again. I have no reason to not expect that. So yeah, without any further ado, I'll just bring them up. We'll watch episode 15 starting right now. Rightio, episode 15 up there ready to go. 23 minutes and 42 seconds on this one. Sync up accordingly with your own copy. I have the ARC version. It has the Decky Nice subs. If these things are relevant to you, peruse those avenues. For those not interested, I do have a picture-in-picture version in the description below waiting for you. Either way, let's give this thing a 3, 2, 1. Rightio, 3, 2, 1. Go. Ooh, no shiver. We did this last episode too. Mate? Playing on the beach? On the hill? Who are you playing with? Okay, they look like real kids. Why so glum? Why so gloomy? Ooh, yeah. Whoa! I thought that was Mom. The Shadow Child, they're here. Interesting. Lingering Crimson. Did that shadow have a bit of a crimson hue? Probably not the best person to ask about it considering my colorblindness, but maybe. Oh, was that back in the day? What on earth is happening there? You would imagine that's the same girl, just an old woman now, but stuff about home? Yare yare, you say? Oh, hello. Right. Mikage? Ginko's fucking hating that. That's funny. Thought her name in the intro was Akane. Or was it Akane-san? Anyway. Probably nothing good. More and more she's getting older, potentially. Indeed. Oh. Okay. Well, I thought you had gone senile. Obviously, there's a bit more of a kind of mushy bend to things. Anybody could cook rice. I hope. Oh, yeah. Helpful guy, then. Ooh, what? What the hell? Okay, now I understand. Whoa! Thanks, Genko. What a hero. Hmm. Hmm. Something out of her earshot, potentially. Huh. Well, Ginkgo has experience about not remembering his childhood. Oh. Interesting. The Shadow Girl. I'll be the judge of that. Please show me your version of events. Yes. Indeed. Oh, so you're here too. Your-chan. Okay, Dad. Jesus. I get the feeling we're not going to be seeing her again. Or something like that. Seemed very finalistic. That's so strange. But I mean, we saw what we saw in the beginning. Somebody that looks a lot like her, but not like her. Yeah, it feels like we did a swappy roo. Can't speak even. I'm a demon human form. She just wanted to play. Just a daughter swap, you know, normal stuff. Yeah, let's hate her forever. Ow. It's that little acorn. Interesting. Yeah, fucking beat his ass. He got bitched. That's funny. We became friends. Again, maybe that showing of emotion is kind of important in, you know, humanizing somebody. People get married so quick in Mushishi. It's just like, oh, we're married. It's the second episode in a row with a really long time scale, though. And it's always at sunset, you reckon? No, Ginkgo's probably got some ideas here. I mean, she's been here for a long time. That sounds exactly like what happened. Thought you might say that. Go on then. Or Magadoke. Or Doki. Oh, that's kind of scary. But I mean, the lack of proof across a lot of cases is proof. Her name's Mikage? Come on. Be serious. So, do they think it's like a portal, and then people forget? Like, is she still in the human world, I guess? Like Akane. Oh, you heard all that? Got anything for me? Where are we? Yeah. I'm still waiting for the kind of other shoe to drop this episode. Oh, so. Don't let him step on you now. It's kind of scary, no? I don't like it. Does Ginkgo get paid? I guess not. I guess he just goes around doing good deeds. Mushishi's on salary? I think I've made these jokes before. Alright, you don't run away at sunset now. It's very important to me that you don't. I'll be watching ya. So always these shots with nothing else in the frame. It's like, oh, that's the last time I'm ever going to see them. That's kind of cute. Still kind of seems mid-afternoon, but she's definitely not here. Yeah, that's my question. I doubt it. And if she did, it's not close by. And she's an old woman, we can track her down. See? She's not exactly rocketing away at a great pace. I wonder where things end up here, though. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. I mean, I overheard you last night. Go on. Yeah, I mean, you did kind of steal somebody's life. So that's what you're feeling. It's the idea of intent there, I guess. Yeah, but we gained you. How so? Oh, okay, just like with... Gotcha. Fair enough. That's sweet. I like that line, though. Did I say the backgrounds are good? That's no good. I think she knows. How about your shadow, buddy? Hmm. She's back. Oh, that's one of the... Yeah. So you would recognize her all these years ago. Motherfucker, there's a ghost here. Akane just kind of time traveled. I'm not sure how to feel about that, if I'm honest. She gets another go. Because I guess the moral of the story, well, there are many, but one of them is that, you know, like, I almost accidentally had this thing stolen away from me, and I've been benefiting in somebody's place for however long. That makes me feel guilty. Like, it's all well and good that it's like, oh, I forgive you, I love you, you're welcome home anytime, all that other kind of stuff, but what about the person whose life you stole? So it's nice that we kind of have our cake and eat it too and allow Akane there to have a happy ending as well. Other than that, I think the episode itself is pretty straightforward. Once again, I think we're doing a little bit of the old Mushi as an allegory for illness type thing. Again, as somebody's kind of, you know, losing it a little bit as they get older. That's kind of what we're getting at a little bit. Just a touch. You know, dementia type areas. Again, as well as in the episode, you got like literal knee pain being Mushiified. The Hidden Cove. The Hidden Cove we'll explore right now. Let's jump in. Radio Chat Room episode 16 up there, ready to go. 23 minutes and 47 seconds on this one. Sync up accordingly with your own copy. Again, same old version as last time. Picture in picture in the description below. Let's give this thing a 3, 2, 1. Radio, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I'm happy I did have a chance to shiver today. I would say that, you know, the weather's improved from last week, but it has not. It's, 40 degrees today, something like that. Very, very hot. I think right at the moment we're in a heat wave. I think it's kind of hard to tell sometimes. And yeah, it's blowing a gale as well. It's definitely bushfire weather for sure. On the lookout. Which always seems to happen. We have like bushfires, you know, south generally in Australia, and then there's always floods up north. Crazy country. Better than last week though. That I was sweating my ass off. Used to just for you. For me? Anyway, Hidden Cove is a episode name. It always sounds like video gamey to me. Oh, there's a hidden cove there. Like I'm on an adventure or something. You need water to find a cove? It's not very hidden thus far, though. Oh. Never expect to see Ginkgo this early. Oh, yeah, she's very ethereal. She's got something going on there. Is that just the reflection off the water, or is it smoke? Is it... Eyes are very glazed over, too. So, I think those are just normal shadows. I think. Indeed, yes. Flashback. Mm-hmm. Sick? Like Ojo? Interesting. But was she saying anything? In my head. I thought I saw some big sister, little sister imagery in the reflection of the lake there before. Well, you know, you guys know what that means. Don't need to spell that one out. Hello. Peculiar habit. Go on. I see. I wouldn't call that a habit per se, it's more symptoms. She still keeps it pretty smoky in here, man. What'd you call me? You're a what? Hunlo, I am Ginkgo. Huh? Huh. What happened to Sumi? Did she just leave? A deep conduit. The conduit? It's a convenient little visual metaphor. The ether itself. Kairogi. So you could have a connection there. Gotcha. That would be the implication, yes. But the Mushi does help. Ooh. Oh. So is that maybe what's happening here? Okay, so it could kill you. Gotcha. No, but I like to listen to Musume. To say the least. But I don't really want to do that. Yeah, it's more emotional than physical. She's a patient that doesn't want to be treated. Well, it means that she's infected too. Well, where is she? So when you mean lost forever, it's like lost forever? Like we can't even communicate through the ether? I mean, I told her to. Well, then you gotta be the adult, right? I know. Okay, so you can cut it off. You can still, like, visit. Go on, then. Yeah, but... No, like, she's right, though. No. Oh, there she goes. It's a cool effect, though. Don't get lost now. Would you bring it up as a consequence? Yeah, the fog's such a cool effect, man. I'm a what? Oh, man. No, but it is tragic, though. Midpoint. What conspires from here? Or transpires, I guess. Conspires means something else. Boat. You're gonna go for a little paddle downstream? Well, she's sad to let you go. I think that's probably it, right? This is a good step, though. You should be, you know, still caring for others, but at least now you're doing the caring. You're doing the caring physically, too. We'll see. Oh, this is back in the day. It's a tough situation, man. It's tough. I don't know what to tell you. It's very drastic. There probably had to be a better step there, right? Because, I mean, they're right. Like, an unhealthy dependence, it isn't like a good thing, but still, like, what's her other option? Just be without an older female figure in her life that she really likes? I don't know, there had to be a balance there. I mean, we got her out and about, though. And now she's fucking losing it because of her constitution. Gotcha. But it's like medical. Probably not ideal. Okay, she's moving. Okay. She's going over to that side. Feels like I'm meditating or something. Being taken on a journey through my own subconscious. For a very long time there. Hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Is she lost? It feels like she's kind of lost. Oh. They're like those, like kite things. Kite fish. Sumi, please save us. She's losing herself, everybody. I need a hero. That's that word. Whoa, 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 whoa. Seeing it in a dream's very interesting too. Whoa! Who's that? Okay, I think we got her. Easy. I was waiting a bit more for the hero moment, but no, we were all the hero. It's a really cool effect, though. Hey, at least you got to see your favorite again. She's here. I was a little bit afraid too, honestly. Yeah, like you called out to the whole town, essentially. I see. So you took most of it. Well, it's nice to see you again. I was waiting for somebody to say it. Of course it is. Yeah, such a simple moral in the end, but I think it really works. And again, that kind of physical journey being, you know, that almost therapy that she needs as well. That like the journey itself is her medicine and getting out there and improving her constitution, which was the concern, right? And we stopped relying on the damn fucking mental telephone of it all. We could use it to send quick texts though. That's fun. Oh, that looks delicious. I think a big bit of cake or something might save me tonight. If the only time we text each other is me saying, I'm on the way there, or see you there, or I'm here, then I think that's a pretty good relationship. That applies to fucking now, too. The moral of the story is stay off your damn phone. Make some real friends. Go outside. Touch grass. Good episode. I think, at the core of it, you have that tough dilemma, right? Which is, again, mum's out of the picture. We have a daughter that's, you know, her constitution isn't really there. She gets sick often, and especially around the heart, I think, is the implication. Sumi's there as kind of like, you know, a helper. An attendant, I guess you would say. They form a bond. That's great. I'm happy that my daughter has somebody, but now she's too attached. She doesn't go see anybody, leave the house, blah, blah, blah. It's all about Sumi. So then Sumi needs to go, but then she finds another way to keep talking to Sumi. It's like, okay, we kind of got to use Sumi and her location elsewhere as a motivation to get outside and see some more people and learn some more things and stuff. Because again, severing the relationship there should never be the answer. And I like where we stand on that kind of stuff. Ginkgo didn't really do much here, though. He kind of just informed. He's like, this is what's happening, and you could die if you keep using that damn phone. The threat of light. Awesome. And yeah, we'll leave it there for this Savo. You'll see me in a mere moment, probably tomorrow morning or something. Hopefully not too hot again, for some more analysis and so forth. I look forward to it greatly. And we're back. 2 more episodes in the ledger for Mushishi. Getting towards that pointy end now as well, ever closer. And yeah, 2 pretty great ones. I had a good time yesterday watching these. I thought they were both quite excellent. And kind of got to some unique... I don't know about unique. It's kind of hard to get to unique stuff in Mushishi at this point, where we've done 30-something episodic stories. But thought-provoking, I thought. I don't know. They felt fresh enough for me and got at some cool angles of stuff. Obviously, again, hitting home similar themes as we are doing with a lot of these episodes. Again, what comes next, always looking forward, living with what you got, living on, all that other kind of stuff. But yeah, just kind of changing it and altering it enough for it to be entertaining for me. I think the episode here that'll have the most focus is probably the first one here again. I just feel like, I don't know, kind of that discussion about, I guess, the ethics of what happened there is probably a little bit more compelling than the second one, where I think that the moral is, in simple terms, if you're gonna, on a base level, talk about it, pretty easy. Just go see each other. Use the relationship that you've built between these 2 characters as the motivator to get her up and about. I do think it is interesting. I wonder when that was written, actually. I wonder when that manga chapter came out, because it does feel very modern. I'm seeing a social media equivalent to it, right? You know, instead of having a dependence on somebody over the internet, long distance, you know, shut yourself away, become isolated, all that other kind of stuff, to real life. Getting out there and using my relationships that I cherish with other people as an excuse to leave the house and get out in the world and go experience life. Obviously, again, there's the health element there too. We shouldn't forget about that. But still, like, I feel like that's the base level moral there. It's a pretty good one and a pretty fresh one in 2026 here. Now, particularly with this episode, and I'll skip right to the very end, I feel like this is probably the most fascinating part about it. It's who makes the decision here to swap back. Because again, this bloke, I'll get names here in a second, he knows what the go is here. He knows if I step on the shadow that we're going to swap spots and blah, 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 blah. Like, and he's the one that initiates it. And initiates the swap once again and brings her back. I think the Mushi here, if that's even the correct term here with this particular case, is always sympathetic. Like, the first swap takes place because, you know, we were just playing, we just wanted to hang out, that kind of stuff. I don't feel like it was ever made with a malicious intent to steal somebody's spot. And if it was, I don't feel like that intent, you know, came from somebody of the right mind, put it that way. Now, this gets to an interesting discussion about what life is even like for you on the other side, right? Because you've just... So a theory I had maybe as well is that it's swapping 2 people in 2 different locations. That doesn't seem to be the case, because she didn't age at all. It's like she's been kept in this kind of, you know, stasis the entire time and then just comes back the same way that she was the day that she left. So I don't see her as stewing on it, I guess. Stewing on her life being stolen and, you know, essentially being imprisoned for years and years and years. I think that she's just been, in stasis. She has no clue. So in both cases here, I feel like intent is super important. And super important to the emotional crux of, you know, this case as well, which is, I feel bad for stealing her life. I don't feel like you consciously did. And if you consciously did, you were also 10 years old. So yeah, you're not going to act particularly rationally. You wouldn't have thought. Anyway, very intriguing, very interesting episode in combination with episode 14 as well, which is kind of about, you know, the full look at somebody's life and, you know, regrets about things that happened very early on and how we're going to deal with our old age and all that other kind of stuff. That's kind of involved in both episodes. I thought that they were similar in that regard. But yeah, just, I mean, strong across the board. I don't need to keep saying all the same things about Mushishi as a show. Like, it looks fantastic, it sounds great, interesting concepts galore, It's really damn good. So yeah, we'll roll back through here. We'll have another look. We'll see what we can see. So one thing I really love about the episode from the jump here is the motif of the sunset involved in our first case here, and then again, the latter disappearances, tying that with the afternoon sun as well. That idea of going back home. And again, wherever home may be for, you know, the old lady that we see a little bit later on, Mikage. Now again, our astute Utena viewers will know about Mikage, and even again, if you have a base level knowledge of Japanese, you'll know what kage means. They're being very subtle. It's a shadowy figure. And yeah, of course, the afternoon sun casting said shadows, you know, making that appear and creating this moment where the swap can happen. I think the child element to it is pretty important as well. Like, these are just kids that are just playing and they don't know what they're doing, and they're making large-scale, life-altering decisions without even knowing it. Like, point being, it's the same for U3 that it is for Mikage, right? And yeah, just great visual moments as well. The lingering shadow with nobody making it, it just drifting into view, it being so very similar looking to Akane as well, creates this real kind of body swap horror element, right? Like somebody's just stolen your likeness and your entire life, basically. There's a kind of internal horror to that. Now, lingering crimson, I didn't really see much crimson on the shadow. I'm unsure what crimson is even about there. I guess you get a bit of a crimson thing going on, maybe in the afternoon sun. I think it is invoking the sun first and foremost, that title of the episode. Now, that was back in the past. Now we're in current day, and we have a character, we don't know who they are yet, seeing that, you know, afternoon sun and wanting to go back home. Again, it's reminiscent of the first scene as well. It creates this great mystery. I think from the visual language very early on, it's kind of clear that some kind of, you know, conscious swap, body swap thing is going on. But yeah, it leaves you to second guess yourself a little bit. It's good. And again, I'll talk about it relatively early as well. There's definitely an element of this, of an older character just kind of losing it a little bit and losing track of time, and it being kind of this dementia thing and, you know, cognitive decay and whatever else. Giving a Mushi-esque explanation for it, at least in this case. I thought that was pretty astute, and again talks to the show's general theme of taking these medical phenomena and applying some kind of Mushi logic to them. Very early on here we see Ginkgo and our Bar-san here. He's such a dependable guy, man. If he sees somebody in trouble, he's going to help you out. I like Ginkgo. But the dynamic here is great as well. It feels like Ginkgo feels obligated to help her, considering she's lost in the forest at night. But he's kind of begrudgingly doing so as well. He just kind of wanted to get on with things and unfortunately ran into another side quest. He's very, very good at that. And we get our names here. We have Yorkie-san and Mikage. They finally find each other. Kind of Yorkie there was calling out to her in the darkness, looking for her. But again, he's getting up there in age. He can't be trudging into the forest every afternoon as well. I feel like this is a general thing with Mushishi as a show as well. I like how wholesome, most of the time, just the community is and the general public. Like, Ginkgo will do something for them and they feel obligated to thank him, and they'll often invite him in and cook him a meal and all that other kind of stuff. It really gives you a sense of community of the olden days and, you know, whatever else there. Surely, again, bad things did happen. They're just not being shown here, but, you know, it's nice. It's wholesome. It's just like a cute old couple that want to thank him for his service. We get into our beginnings of the plot here as well. We explained that often at sunset, normally during a beautiful sunset, Mikage will get up and leave and want to go home. Now again, Yorkie here already knows stuff that the audience doesn't and Ginkgo doesn't yet, which is that, you know, her going home may... what's the word? It may speak more volumes than we think it does, considering her origins and the mysterious nature of them. What does going home mean for her? Where is home for her? Where did she come from? What happened to Akane? Like, all these questions are tied up in him asking that, I guess. Is it normal to want to return back home when you have no memory of your childhood? Now, she has a knack for overhearing us when we're having these conversations as well, because Ginkgo immediately goes to what I would say is a logical point of view. You guys are getting up there in years, you know, just gotta be mindful of these kind of things. She might get confused every now and again. In the same way that I may forget where I put stuff sometimes, or struggle up the stairs with my knee and whatever else. It's an effect of aging. And then the cute old coupleness comes back out again. It's like, you're calling me senile? I'm moved better than you. Fuckhead, why don't you get up here and cook? It is actually pretty crucial to the episode that they establish a great rapport between these two and sell that they're a really nice couple for each other. Like, again, your whole thing later on is feeling like you've stolen Akane's life, right? What she should have had. And again, through kind of no fault of your own in that case as well. Like, I feel really guilty. It's like survivor's guilt type stuff. We need to establish that, yes, Yorkie does like you genuinely, he wants you here, and we're good for each other. You know, that's crucial to the episode for sure. It does leave Ginkgo feeling a little bit awkward as they start to argue though. Just a touch. They hear that Ginkgo's a Mushishi, they start to talk about it. Ginkgo here, being a very observant bloke, sees that you have a little bit of a bruise on your knee. Oh, that's some Mushi shit. Let me take care of it. Doing a really nice thing here that we do with a lot of Mushishi episodes, and we've been increasingly doing as we've gotten more comfortable with the show, is just not even explaining certain things and just leaving it up to interpretation. Like, it's self-explanatory. He lights a little thing on top of the knee, the Mushi dissipates, and he feels better. We can also infer that this thing is spreading. It's like spreading throughout the town. It's this thing that a lot of people have. Again, doesn't need a name, doesn't need an explanation. It's just like the knee surgery Mushi. You know? And I already can kind of build a little bit of a headcanon about its ecology and what it does. I don't need all the rest. I think it's really mature, really smart. Another crucial element in the episode is Ginkgo justifying his quality as a Mushishi. Because again, that gets you up, you know, late at night, thinking about things. Well, if he can fix my knee, maybe he can fix this other thing that's gnawing away at me. Something about my wife and her actions that isn't quite as normal as I would like it to be. There's definitely a vibe too, just like unk status, up late at night, just talking it out, having a chat. Once again, Ginkgo, I love my sleep. Really. Ginkgo's such an angel here. I'd be like, fuck off. Tell me about it in the morning. And yeah, that's when we start to bring it up. If she doesn't remember her childhood, how is it that she wants to return to her childhood home? In particular as well, I think it is important that Ginkgo is dealing with another case of a child that can't remember the first 10 years of their life. I mean, that's just like me. So already alarm bells may be going off that this is Mushi adjacent, that there is Mushi involved here. We use the late night encounter here to frame a flashback. Our lead in here is that I just wonder what it was all about that day. Like, what really happened? It's really just quite confusing and bizarre. Like, one girl disappears mysteriously and is replaced completely with another girl that we just find. Like, that's insanity. Smart little shot here too, just very similar shot to the opening shots of the episode, connects us and where we are in our brain. Like, hey, this is Akane. She saw our little ghost friend. And really observant viewer would notice that we're not calling, you know, Mikage Akane. I thought that there might be something going on there whereby, you know, it's a first name, last name type situation, or you change names. Nope, completely different people. Like, they're just setting and sprinkling enough early stuff in the episode for the mystery. Another wrinkle here that we left out of the intro is that Yor-chan is here, Yorkie, of course, who has a pre-existing relationship with Akane. They talk to each other, they're friends. And the framing here too. I believe we reuse this later on or next episode. We do this quite a bit with the show. Feels very manga. Just a very sparse kind of panel type situation where somebody's waving goodbye. Really feels like a final goodbye whenever we see something like this, like something pretty terrible is about to happen. And I love this through the point of view of Yorkie as well. He's seeing this like, this is my last memory of this person that I knew for years. Like, we lived in the same town, we grew up together. This was the last time I ever saw her, you know. It just works well in the framing. Love, love, love that the flashback is like, what's the word? Believably from Yorkie's perspective as well. After that point, you know, he's back at home and his parents get a visit from Akane's parents. And it's like, have you seen her? We can't find her, that kind of thing. There's no mention of the shadow. There's no mention of the swap there because he has no knowledge of it. He walked the other direction and just didn't see her again. I don't know. It's pretty simple, but like, it feels like it's from his perspective, you know? it's his view of events, and his view of events isn't perfect and leads to questions in the here and now. Questions that will be fulfilled later on. Even Yorkie here being the first one to find Mikage, like calling out for Akane-chan first and foremost, and then seeing her. A girl that looks very similar, but notably is not her. Also insanely clutched by the dad. Is there a mum here as well? Hang on. Nah, that feels a bit more like a dad's mum type figure or something. Maybe Akane's mum died too. We'll never know. She's not around anymore. Because we explicitly mention a father that takes her in, and not parents that take her in, you know? So, pretty clutch from dad. Dad's just like, okay, there's a girl here. My daughter's gone. She's here now. Let me just welcome her in regardless. I don't know, what else am I supposed to do? And again, she's just so confused about the whole thing. Once again, adding fuel to my, theory of she didn't do this maliciously, I guess. She didn't, take somebody's life and invade and whatever else. She was just chilling and things happened, you know? Just really touching. She's crying. She's obviously confused. I'm here to give her some guidance and some, guardianship. Nice. Really, really beautiful. Then Yorkie comes in and he's being a bit of a cunt. Again, he's a kid. He doesn't know any better. You better quit pretending to be Akane. I don't know who the fuck Akane is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm here. I didn't mean to be here. And you could kind of feel, I don't know, the whispers here and there. She's definitely being ostracized from the group of the village in general. She's a little bit of the black sheep there. And there's this build to that as well, and there's this stress and there's this anxiety, and it all kind of comes out here, and she has her outburst. Very notably, Akane had that hair tie as well. She pulls that out, slams it to the ground. It's not like I wanted to do this either, but dad gave this thing to me. Sorry, what choice do I have? And I know there's something very just what's the word? Genuine about a kid just having a tantrum, about a kid just crashing out on somebody. There's such a purity to that emotion. It just really hits me in my soul a little bit. It reminds me of A Silent Voice. Again, very early on in that film, there is an outburst at a character that is being bullied. It feels very similar to that scene. It's one of the scenes that gets me the most in that film. Just all this build up, all this stress, and then the release. I think it's very, very well done. Obviously, again, the one in A Silent Voice is very dramatic. This one we're playing a little bit more for comedy, just in some of the exaggerated expressions and whatever else. And then throughout time, we accept Mikage. She becomes part of the village. We fall in love. We grow up. We have kids together. Again, this is where it's feeling very similar to the episode just previous. That's really beautiful as well. I like Yorkie here saying, hey, we've been together all this time, inseparable, two peas in a pod. With all this talk about her wanting to return home, it feels like in the afterlife, whatever it may be, we may not be together, and that stresses him out. He doesn't want that to happen. He wants our bones to be buried together. He wants everlasting love. Isn't that just beautiful? I love that. I really, really, really love her, and I don't want her leaving me even after all things are said and done. And of course, Ginkgo's heard of this phenomenon before. We follow this very similar structure in a lot of episodes now, where he just takes a pause to explain the Mushi. We have the Oma Gadoki, which is the Great Witching Hour Mushi. Yeah, what is the Doki suffix here? Because I'm reminded of Your Name. There's the whole Kataware Doki part. I'm imagining it has something to do with the sunset and that golden hour. Yeah, I feel like that part of the word there is pretty important. And the mechanics here are that if the shadow steps on you or you step on the shadow, then you swap places, basically. And I guess that's the explanation as well. Akane the entire time has been engulfed by this Mushi, the Omagadoke, and it's just been preserving her in stasis. It does beg the question of, well, how did Mikage end up in that spot in the first place? What happened to make that occur? I guess it could have just been hundreds of years ago, right? The last time this Mushi was activated, where she's just been in there the entire time. Maybe she's a person from years and years and years ago. We just don't know. And again, you have no memories once you come out again. That's pretty crazy, no? You're just... It's like a reset button. Feels very similar to, again, Ginkgo and his whole transformation as well. It's just no memory, starting life again at age 10. So here we say that there is a possibility that she has reappeared somewhere, and it's kind of well, we just don't know that much about this Mushi. They could reappear somewhere. They could have traded spots with somebody in real time and they just lose their memories. And Akane could be going through the exact same thing, replacing, Mikage, right? Now, from my understanding, she didn't age at all. It just seems way more likely that she's being kept in a stasis. And then there's this line here as well. Yorkie-san hoping that Akane's found happiness somewhere as well. Him kind of fulfilling that by the end of the episode as well, going like, oh, hey, Akane's here. Let me almost voluntarily give her, another life, right? Because now that my beloved's dead as well, because Mikage's dead at that point. Like, hey, what else do I have to live for? I might as well give Akane a go now. I feel like that's a huge part of this, for sure. Does beg the question of, well, now that... is he just being held in the Omagadoki as an old man? Or did he pass on to some other plane? I hope he passed on to some other plane and is with Mikage. I feel like that would be better, but oh well. We'll never know. And there's the kicker. She's been listening the entire time, and that kind of prompts our whole entire third act here, really. Oh, okay. I misinterpreted this scene. I believe that this is Mikage before everything's happened. So she's off by the coast or something, and I didn't really get coastal vibes from this village either. So she's off just playing. She sees the shadow, and then she gets taken by it. It steps on her. And then that's all she remembers. Cuts to black. Like, then she's engulfed by the thing, and then she reemerges in the forest, some years later, with no memory of anything. So again, when she's like, okay, I need to return home, maybe some of those earlier memories are coming through a little bit. Once again, it is during that witching hour. It is during the afternoon that that swap happens. A little bit of exposition here that's more functional than, I guess, emotive. Ginkgo's going to stay in town one more night to help people with their injuries. Again, the whole knee thing. Yorkie is going to go out and get some fish so he can make him another nice dinner. This gives an opportunity, again, for Mikage to leave, which is the start of the third act, basically. Like, it's all very functional at this point in the story, I guess. I did like the repetition of this shot. You'll recognize it as kind of that last time we saw a Kane type shot, So it does feel like maybe at this point it's the last time Yorkie is seeing Mikage. But it doesn't end up being that way. I guess it puts a little bit of a knot in your stomach as an audience member. You're like, okay, are we going to get a happy ending here? Good little bit of comedy through this section too. Where's this old fart? Yeah, this guy. Good stuff. And yeah, they come back. She's gone. I feel like the part I want to focus on here is the Mikage internal stuff. Okay, so she is conscious of the effect it can have on somebody's life, like life-altering stuff, of having this Omagadoki thing affecting somebody. Because it's literally happened to her. And now she's gone tag your it, this life-altering thing. I've now made Akane do it as well. And in the process, feel like I'm stealing her life in a lot of ways. Like stealing, the relationship she was meant to have with Yorkie and, the father there and everything. Like, I feel like I'm treading on her toes a little bit, pardon the pun. This is manifested in this great sequence as she's wandering through the forest. We get extended shots of the shadow on the ground here. An explanation of what it feels like to be stuck in the Omagadoki as well, and, it gets really lonely here. Like, who even am I? It's almost like looking in a mirror a little bit. Like, what am I really doing here? Am I supposed to be here? And yeah, particularly taking on this point of view shot as we get closer and closer to Akane. And yeah, again, okay, so she's got something terrible happening to her. We have basically confirmation that Mikage is another different 10-year-old girl who's been wandering for God knows how long in like this perpetual stage of like sunset. Like there's never a release there is my point there. Never is that home to go back to and that nice warm bed and that sleep and everything else there. Listen, all of this is to justify her decision here because now pretty noticeably we can see that, hey, she's making the decision here, I'm going to now step on your shadow. And she's like, oh my God, what did I do? I can't believe I did that. It's all coming flooding back. I didn't have these memories before. This explanation from Ginkgo's got that shit running again. I feel guilty. I feel terrible. And yeah, really touching scene as she's finally found in the forest, like consoling her, telling her that she's welcome. Even, again, Mikage here being like, hey, the feelings were never about wanting to return home
because I liked my circumstances there better. Truly, again, this life is the best thing that's ever happened to me. But it shouldn't have been me. And now, again, that these memories are coming back, I can't help but just feel immensely guilty. In some interpretations, yeah, you did kind of take her life. You sacrificed her. You could even say that you murdered her. And again, the idea of intent there. I wanted to trade places with her, so I stepped on her shadow. Because again, as that Omagadoki, I understood the mechanics of it and activated upon it. Once again, you're 10, I'm giving you a break there. A shitty thing happened to you and then you passed it on to somebody else. Like, I don't know, it sucks, but you were just kind of a participant in a larger force. It's hard to ascribe blame to you at that point. There's a great theming here of it happening late in somebody's life as well, and having a perspective on how big life is and how much I've stolen from her. Like, that's a huge part of this for me. As a 10-year-old, you're like, oh yeah, I'll trade places with another 10-year-old, because you don't have the perspective of how much life there is left to live yet. You act a little bit frivolously with life, and, that kind of wisdom comes with age about how important it all is. And then, yeah, ending the scene there, accepting her back in, no need to feel guilty, no need to apologize to me. I felt happy the entire time. I love you, you're my wife, let's go back home. And that's what makes the ending very interesting, because we still give our penance to Akane eventually, right? Because yeah, after that point, we just get some narration from Ginkgo. Some years later, Mikage passed away. It said that the two lived happily together until she passed. So she had a great life. Good on her. And then there's Akane. And again, I've kind of already talked about this scene at the start of this episode's analysis. So you would have to imagine Akane is seeing this scene right here, right now, from the same perspective as kind of this stuff from, Mikage. Like, she's just wandering around in kind of perpetual, what would you say, like, sunset, just for years and years and years. So it's very easy for her to even make the decision right now to just step on his shadow. But this entire time she hasn't. Doubly so because she knows who this guy is. She knows that it's, Your-chan from back in the day. And yeah, this entire time, Akane could have stepped on somebody's shadow, but chose not to. Because, I guess once you're inside it, you understand the mechanics of it and how it works and whatever else. You're like, okay, if you step on somebody's shadow, you steal them. And she just hasn't this entire time. And nobody stepped on her shadow, so she's just been wandering. And yeah, we finally give her those apologies. I've been living this life with this other girl that was meant to be you. I apologize for everything that happened to you. And Akane, if you hate her, if you hate me, and our decisions made, step on my shadow right now. And she doesn't. She turns away, resulting in him stepping on it. Now again, it's framed here like a mistake. I think that this is very purposeful. It's like, no, don't go away. Hey, I step on the shadow. I'm now inside the thing. See you later. And then yeah, Akane's back. I do love the touch as well of this being like the older version of one of the friends that played with her on the beach from the very start of the episode too. And again, I just think that this aligns so very well with Mushishi as a show and its concepts, living on second chances, taking your current circumstances. Like, Akane gets a second chance here almost because she didn't steal somebody's life. Like, she has the perfect opportunity now to make this life for herself because she didn't actively choose to steal another's. Which again, I think that she would be within her right to, in the same way that I think Mikage was in her right to. Like, I don't know, it's just a shitty situation, man. So yeah, I think that this is a net good ending. Like, you had Yokichi and Mikage, they lived a happy life. They reconciled things, are happy to the end, beautiful. And then Akane gets her second chance as well. It's about the best as, things could have went. I think the worst character out of this thing is probably the dad. Like, I don't know, I just traded daughters with some fucking rando girl. Weird, but he still loved her the same. It was fine. And then yeah, Akane's back. Credits. Next episode time. That one's really damn good though. Good episode. Next up here we have Hidden Cove is the name of the episode, but the first thing we see is this striking location. I feel like it's a huge part of the episode, these canals and the rivers being used to connect all these places. There's huge meaning within that. We even reference it in the dialogue of the episode. I think the kind of setting of this episode is one of its biggest unique identifying factors. And yeah, Ginkgo's just on a boat being ferried down the place, and he spots this girl up in this house, pretty well-to-do house as well, and she's surrounded by this smoky substance, and her eyes are glazed over, and it's like, oh, I know what's going on there. I can see all the smoke that most people can't. The mist. She's probably got this thing going on. Let me see if I can get off up here in a bit and, offer my services. Now, a couple of things. I really like the idea of the mist and combining it with the rivers in the episode. I feel like that's all just very smart. And her eyes being kind of glazed over and it being kind of this white. It's almost like she's looking at a screen is my point. It's like we've glanced over to a window and seen somebody that's a bit reclusive and is inside on her computer. It's like, well, okay, now how can we Mushify that concept? This is kind of the best we can get. I don't know, it's kind of like big shut-in vibes for her, I think. Now, this is what I was talking about before. This almost feels like a older woman and a younger woman kind of sitting upon this branch and the kind of reflection. I feel like that reflects the relationship between Yura and Sumi, I want to say, in this episode. I feel like I've nailed those. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm squinting and seeing something I'm not meant to see. It's obviously just the shadow of these, but it looks like two people sitting on the branch. So a couple things here happen very quickly, which is some good early characterization. You're by the riverbank, you're clearly struggling, panting, short of breath, that kind of thing. And Sumi comes around the corner and says, Jo-chan, like Ojo, like you're important, you're the daughter of the family that is more senior to ours, right? You're somebody of import, is basically what we're trying to say there. And you can basically instantly see that she's a servant. She's an attendant, basically. Sumi, how did you know I was in pain? Well, I was home, and then I suddenly heard your voice outside the window. You were saying, help me, so I knew to go help you. But, well, I didn't say anything aloud, and I was so very far away. How did we communicate? It'll be the Mushi element of this episode, everybody. So again, they've got such a strong connection that they can essentially read each other's thoughts. If I think something loud enough, I can make her hear it. It feels like we're meant to be with each other, that kind of thing. Like, don't ever leave. Don't ever go somewhere far away so that you can't, so that we can't communicate every day, basically. That we don't see each other ever. What is the next thing that happens? Sumi goes so very far away. Well, down the river a little bit, yeah. But I'm not going to be able to see her every day because of, circumstances. And this is how we have Yura, I believe her name is again. This is how she's dealing with it in the now that Sumi's far away. She disappears somewhere else for hours on end, just in her room, just in some hope of seeing Sumi. Once again, I'm sure I'm not the only person to connect this to social media, online relationships, long distance relationships, the internet's role in that, all that other kind of stuff. I feel like this is the best kind of Mushishi equivalent of that we can get. Now, if I had to get critical about the episode, it's probably this section around here, where she's just kind of going through the fog very meditatively, disappearing into the mist, needs to be pulled back from the brink, all that other kind of stuff. Just overstays its welcome a little bit much. But on the other hand, you could say that it's this really effective look that brings the audience along on the journey of like actually being lost out there and being so ever close to that brink and losing yourself in there forever. And how like dazed it all is too, and how you can kind of make out some imagery of some stuff and some other sound of some stuff, but you're kind of just shutting it all in regardless. I feel like it's a tad long, just a touch. I say all of this because I love this sequence. I love, again, the father appearing through the fog here to pull Yura back from what was going on. And it's so tough, right? Like, Yura is a girl without a mother, without this older female figure in her life, but Sumi. Like, I've attached to her. I've clearly got some health issues going on that makes it a little bit harder for me to go out and make more friends, per se. Dad personally has put a wedge between me and Sumi because we were too close. He tried to do a little bit of, throwing the baby bird out of the nest type stuff, and it didn't really work all too well, and she's shut herself back up in her shell to kind of compensate for that. Like, I can see things from her perspective whilst acknowledging that what she's doing isn't all that healthy. Like, it's getting obsessive, it's getting reclusive. You don't just want to be hopped up in your room all day talking with Sumi. Like, that's no fun. And again, it's not even like you're talking with Sumi. It's like, what's the equivalent? It's like being online all day in the hopes of talking with the other person that you're obsessed with who's online maybe 1 hour a day or something. You know, I gotta be here and I gotta say things. So Sumi gets something when she logs back on again. Also, Sumi comes and sees me when I'm unwell. I'm almost incentivized to stay unwell to get her to be with me and stuff. Like, see how that works as well? It's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. And Dad doesn't help. Dad almost like doesn't even believe that what she's doing is real, that she's just like got fucking head noises. Like, I don't know, it screams like technologically illiterate parent almost. Like, oh, this is all just nonsense. Why don't you write her a strongly worded letter? It's like, so that's not helpful either. You've gone too far the other direction. You've overcorrected. And Ginkgo, the tech whiz, comes in here and says, yeah, no, I can see what you're doing. There's a strong conduit between you two that has existed for a very long time. And the way he explains it is using the metaphor of the canals. Much like the maze of canals that flow through this town, there are myriad conduits between various people. These conduits can be strengthened through continual use of them, basically, right? Because you and Sumi have been telepathically communicating for so very long, it's such a strong part of the canal. Now, this is where the metaphor gets great too, because what happens once you widen a canal so very much through overuse? It almost becomes like a lake or an ocean or something you can easily get lost in. And see her kind of drifting out to sea later on during that sequence. Very, very well done. So yeah, the explanation here would be that both individuals thinking about each other at the same time would make this happen. And again, some people just naturally have more affinity for it, whatever else. It's kind of how we're explaining this whole system and how it works. For once, there isn't really a Mushi involved here. It's just a little bit more of a nebulous spiritual concept of, like, telepathy. It is a phenomenon that some call prescience, which I guess is it's like omniscience, right? I've never heard that word before, but I can kind of see how it's made, like vocabulary wise. Oh yeah, we do get the mushi going. It's called a kairogi, the flow mushi. So yeah, they do have like a kairogi between them, and the kairogi is the thing that eventually, you know, you can lose your consciousness within it. Oh, so that's an interesting wrinkle. Okay, so what Yura believes here is that because I'm consistently communicating with Sumi, it must mean that she's thinking about me the same amount that I'm thinking about her. That isn't necessarily the case. This could be the kairogi infecting Yura, which kind of, what's the word? Like strengthens that ability. She can kind of send her thoughts to whoever. So you're getting a false feedback loop of thinking like, hey, she's super concerned about me as well. Where again, the truth is probably that she is concerned, but not concerned to the level of staying inside every day and constantly thinking about you. There's definitely a lopsided relationship there, you would think. And as we've seen before in these episodes, Ginkgo comes to them, he has the medicine, he has the solution there, and then they're like, but I don't want to be cured yet. Like, I'm gonna change my tune eventually in the episode once things get a little bit more serious, but for right now I'm not gonna take the damn medicine. You can trace that all the way back to like episode 4 with that one guy with the sword, right? The blacksmith. Yeah, he didn't take all his medicine either. I don't know, I'm not really vibing with Dad here. He feels a little bit like, I don't know, what's the thing? It's a phenomenon, like, particularly with women. You will, like, go to a doctor or a male authority figure or something and you will say, no, something really isn't right here. I'm not feeling very well at all. And they'll be like, oh, it's all just in your head. You're just kind of making it up. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It feels not so great from you, I guess. Bad Dad. He changes his tune by the end, though. So again, what I mean there is he feels like the heart condition is also self-fulfilling. Like, you're only as sick as you are and feel as nervous and blah, 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 blah because of this obsession with Sumi. Like, you're not getting better because of her and your dependence. Where again, I'm not sure that's entirely the truth either. I feel like we do get to a good middle ground eventually, where it's like, okay, your condition is bad sometimes. It's not great. And Sumi does assist in that, but we can also strengthen it through the process of you going and seeing her physically, rather than relying on this ability that you have. Ginkgo here also theorizes that the inverse may be true. Like we hear from Yura that Sumi's thoughts sometimes come to her unprompted as well. That must mean that the Kairogi's got her as well. Let's go give her some drugs. Let's make sure that nothing untoward happens there. And Sumi takes most of them. takes most of the drugs. Just not one. Because she can't quite let go completely of her as well. I think that's very cute. But again, her taking the drugs is also the impetus for then Yura to leave the house and go on her little journey and run away. And yeah, so I don't know, it's plot stuff. You know how it is. And yeah, seeing things from Sumi's perspective here is interesting, right? Like, she hopes that in severing ties with Yura, that she is helping her. It's a microcosm of the dad's thoughts from earlier, right? It's the reason why you're still not with the family and why you got let go. It's this idea that I need to be away from her to heal her and to make her better. I'm just kind of pacifying her at the moment. But in all of this, we're just not listening to Yura and what she actually wants either. Like, once again, we achieve a great middle ground by the end of the episode here, I feel. Like, you're just internalizing the dad's same logic, that, in my opinion, incorrect logic, you know? Ginkgo returns with the information that Sumi's taken the medicine, also with this letter, you can read here a little bit, definitely trying to sever ties, which of course makes her feel a little bit betrayed, like she's been a burden this entire time as well. It makes you want to even go to her and apologize for being a burden and try to repair things. Once again, she's been this very important person in my life since I was like, what, 4 or 5, and what is she now, like 15, 16, something like that? Like, most of her life I've had Sumi in it. Like, it's clearly important. She's going to want to go remedy things. That's when Yura activates the power again to go check on Sumi. You know, I love the editing here and the zoom in through the fog and whatever else. Sees her crying, which is the pertinent piece of information. You know, she's clearly sad. Let me go see her. And just concerned as well, like she must have taken the medicine, that's why she's not responding to me. And telling a little fib, too. I understand, I'll take the medicine. Nope, psych, I'm going to take this opportunity to run away. Once again, the metaphor very pronounced, taking the boat down the canals, down the river, to go see Sumi. It's like I'm taking the physical version of one of these, you know, conduits, one of these pathways of the ether that I've been using to mentally communicate with her. Once again, modern day equivalent would be the internet. Instead of the internet, I'm going to go use the road and walk and go see her myself. But again, that's where the element of her physical constitution comes into it and throws a spanner into the works, you know? Love the idea of, again, seeing Sumi sad. You know, I feel like I've been a burden to her for so long. I almost want to repay the favor. Now that's really good. Let's hold on to that feeling after the end too. That's what great friendships are made out of. But for our intents and purposes right now, it just gets you in a little bit of danger. Once again, like last episode, I don't feel like she's making the correct decision, but I also feel like she's making an emotionally justifiable decision, I guess. She's also a kid. I don't know. I give a little leeway to kids in this show for sure. After Yura's journey starts here, we pop back over to Sumi, who after that crying that she was doing in the vision, basically, it's because she's thinking back on the time when she was severed from the family, when Dad came in and basically fired her. The justification there being, Yura's been doing worse since you've been with us. She's become so attached to you that she rejects the company of anyone else. Once again, talking to what I think is the, you know, analogy in the episode, she doesn't talk to anybody, she doesn't play anymore, she's just, you know, communicating with you all the time, whether it be physically or mentally. Like, that's dependence, that's technology. I feel like that's a huge part of this here for sure. Especially, again, I don't play, I'm just on the computer. Dad's concerned about that. And he's just trying to parent. Again, Mum's not here, I'm trying to do good by her, that kind of stuff. Oversteps the boundaries a little bit. I don't know. Pretty classic old character. Love this here too. So Sumi thinking about that, holding on to that last piece of the medicine, but as we know, she doesn't end up taking it. Then back with Yura on the boat. Rowing's fucking hard. I was, when I was on holiday, I was doing some of the kayak stuff. It's tough, man. Especially for a girl that doesn't go outside much and has a heart condition. Like, it's no surprise that she faints here, is my point. Obviously, again, mirroring that scene very early in the episode where she's very young and Sumi comes to her rescue. However, the connection's been severed there. Sumi's not coming to my rescue here. Yeah, it creates a situation whereby we feel that she needs saving. She needs a hero. I don't know, it's a good rise of tension in the episode, I guess. Dropping the aura as well. Never a good idea. And that's when we disappear into the mist, everybody. And we're in the mist. And we're in the mist. And we're in the mist for a long damn time, like, you know. There's dialogue in there, obviously. There's sequences, blah, 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 blah. But that's like, I don't know. But even then, like, we're still in the mist. That's a good, like, 5 minutes in the mist, guys. I don't know. Feels a touch excessive, as I've said. Once again, I understand the excess is also the point. We're meant to show how deep she is in there and how, again, grayscale and kind of boring it is and doesn't have the colors and the pop of real life, and she's disappearing from our like kind of level of like existence almost. Like, I get it. It's just a little bit much. It kind of grinds the pace of the episode to a halt. I do think there's some significance to seeing a deserted version of her own town with nobody else left in it. It's again invoking this mirror world type concept that we've talked about a number of times. I'm also not sure what these are in the river, but a river of something that looks akin to something of the gold definitely invokes the Mushi of it all. Now, to me, I'll put a picture up on screen. It looks like those fish kites, which maybe there's some significance there too, I don't know. Either way, it's another one of these things that is just here and defies, explanation, really. It's a little bit foreign to us. It's a weird Mushi world, Is that the manifestation of the Kairogi, maybe? Potentially. Because, again, it feels like they're controlling the drifting of the river, and that she can't grab onto anything, and that the oar's gone, and I want to go see Sumi, but the Kairogi's grown too much, and it's taking me another direction, taking me out to sea, where I'll never be seen again. Do you think that's a great kind of dream-like idea too, drifting away down somewhere, trying to grab onto a branch, but I can't quite kind of grasp it? It's like this really, like, tangible thing that, dream logic type idea. I feel like, yeah, it just hits you. I do think that's a great element, though. She uses the last of that Kairogi power to communicate with everybody in town. Again, Ginkgo mentioned it earlier in the episode, that her power is strong enough that she can kind of telepathically communicate with anybody if she wants to, but that's also a symptom. That's also things have progressed too far, That's why people start to wake up in the middle of the night. Some kind of strange dream about a girl being swept out to sea. Everybody had that same vision, that same dream. Dad and, Ginkgo are out here as well. Even again, hearing the second call now, it sounds, once again, sound design in Mushishi is amazing. It feels like she's just right there, even though we can't see her. Now, the thing I love here as well is that who's the other character that she can communicate with telepathically? She's been doing it all episode. Sumi. She also still heard those calls. She didn't take that last of the medicine, and she was here to pull you back from the brink as well. Maybe I'm turning around in this sequence. It is really cool now that she's, drifting ever closer to the people trying to save her and calling out to them and whatever else. And once again, their kind of faces emerging through the mist like the fathers did early in the episode to bring her back. There she goes. Really, really close call on her actually drifting away for good, but we saved her. And I like this here. Now I'm actually not going to give you some space to take the medicine. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to watch you do it. Hey, it got Sumi to see me again. Sumi's here. That's nice. And she actually takes it. Ginkgo very jokingly is like, oh, looks like you finally had enough. And she's like, yeah, that was too close of a call. That was almost really bad. There's also the element of you calling out to everybody in town in the middle of the night. Like, we can't annoy everybody like that again, man. Come on. Then there's the reveal here. Sumi heard the call because she didn't actually take all the medicine. This is also evidence that she doesn't want to let go of this relationship with you as well. She values your friendship as much as you value hers. Love how obvious Ginkgo is here now too. Because it's like, okay, well, I'm clearly crazy about you. You clearly care about me a lot too. Ginkgo's just like, so why don't you guys go and meet up more? Why don't you guys just hang out sometimes? That'd be a good idea. And then they do it. Like, seems obvious to me, right? Yeah, just go see her. It's this perfect thing that solves everybody's problems, right? Dad's worried about her being reclusive in her obsession with Sumi and that relationship there. And obviously these two just want to be with each other and enjoy each other's company. Well, two birds, one stone. You leave the house and go see her. Crazy stuff. And again, I'm being a bit sarcastic right now, but I do actually think it's quite good. Like, it's this perfect puzzle piece, right? And it's so obvious that it feels like these characters would have just ignored it as well, There's a lot of meaning to that line there too. The canals still connect you until you're well enough to row there on your own. You can get somebody else to do it, but Either way, these trips out there will improve your constitution. Even if the mental connection between you two, that conduit, has been severed, it doesn't mean that the physical one has not. If anything, you should be participating more in those physical conduits. It's where you two belong as humans. And if you relapse, I'm sure the townspeople will help you again, as they helped you tonight. So yeah, and that's our happy ending. If we're going to take our technology metaphor to the nth degree as well, this is like a "I've just left, I'll see you in 10 minutes" type text. And I think that's the extent by which they need to use this conduit, Don't use it for extended conversations. Don't stay online all day. Say, "Hey, I'll see you in a second," and then go see them. Crazy stuff. Gets her out and about and prepared, allows Sumi to prepare some food as well, some tea for them to enjoy. And there she is, right on time. Come to see her. Lovely. And yeah, that final line there, "You sent me another message." Well, it's okay every once in a while, right? Great ending. Really love that episode too. Two bangers here today, of course. How many do we have left now? Let's have a look. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and the film, I believe, which is Suzu no Shizuku. That's what it says here. Which I believe, how long is this fucker? It's just another double-length episode. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. 4 weeks left of Mushishi, I guess. It's been a good ride, and I'll need to bring that tier list up again, for sure. See that there in the background? My phone's not charging. Fuck you, my phone. I just noticed that in looking at the camera. Anyway, you'll see me next week. Patreon if you want to be that 1 week ahead. Like the video, subscribe, all that other kind of jazz. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Ciao.